Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Radhanath Swaminiti Namine. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharini Nirvisesa Sunyavadi Paschatya Desatarini. Umajnanattimirandasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshurunmilitam Nena Tasmai Sri Guruve Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitamena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Shri Uttapadakamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunadanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaidam Savadutam Parijana Sagitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Visakanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpade Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namosude Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneswari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarbhyascha Kripa Sindhubhyeva Chapatitana Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Shiva Sadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Isvaraha Paramaha Krishnaha Satchidananda Vigraha Anadi Radhir Govindaha Sarva Karana Karanam. Hare Krishna. By the causeless mercy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead Sri Krishna, we are nicely studying Bhagavad Gita, the most confidential knowledge, Rajaguhyam. So in this Bhagavad Gita, Lord Sri Krishna is teaching. In fact, Lord Sri Krishna is answering all the questions asked by Arjuna. No question Krishna said that I don't know. Any question Arjuna asked, Krishna gave the complete answers. Every question. In many slokas, like 40, 50, 60 slokas, Krishna gave the complete answers by which we are able to understand all the knowledge, what we need to know. What we need to know and what we need to apply in this life. Because this knowledge is not just for us to know, but also this Bhagavad Gita is simply not just like a theory or something. It's actually to use it in our life, to apply it in our life. In each and every activity, we can use this knowledge. So that basically that way it's a practical knowledge. So that's why Krishna is using Jnana Vijnana Sahitam. So I'm giving you both theoretical and practical knowledge. So realizing and understanding that we are not the body, we are the soul, that's a theoretical knowledge. So we are understanding. Krishna is teaching us. Krishna is giving us very nice knowledges, very nice examples for us to understand that we are the soul, we are not the body. Yatha sarvagatam saukshmyat akasham nopalipyate sarvatra avasthita dehe tatatma nopalipyate. Very easy to understand. Krishna is teaching us very nice example. Like we know that there is space, so there is no doubt. So earth, water, air, fire, space, all such things. Earth, water, fire, air, bhumi, rapo, analo, vayu, come. So we know that space is there, and we also understand very well that the space is beyond the perception of our senses. We just know that there is space, but we cannot see the space or we cannot hear the space. But we know that there is space. There is no doubt. Everyone in this world will agree. Every scientist will agree, because without any understanding of space, then there is no science actually. Whatever we are studying, all mathematics and the three-dimensional coordinate systems, this, that, all kinds of things, cylindrical or spherical coordinates, anything what we do, it's everything with space only. Without the knowledge, without the understanding of the space and also the time. So without space and time, there are no mathematical equations. Everything. So we start with y as a function of x. There itself, everything starts with the space only. So That way, Krishna is teaching here that space which is beyond the perception of our senses. So that means it is sukshmam, saukshmyat. Saukshmyat means it is sukshmam. Yatha sarvagatam saukshmyat akasham nopalipyate. So that space, akasha, which is pervading everywhere, sarvagatam. So sarvagatam means it is there everywhere. So, but it doesn't mix with anything. Nopalipyate. So, similarly, the soul is there, which is also sukshma, saukshma. So, that way, the soul is also beyond the perception of our senses. We cannot perceive, we cannot see the soul or hear the soul, touch the soul, nothing. Because it is beyond the perception of senses. So, that's what is the soul. The soul is also saukshma. So, tata sarvagatam. That is, yatha sarvagatam saukshmyat akasham nopalipyate sarvatra avastita dehe. So similarly, in this entire body, there is soul. The soul is there in this entire body. Sarvatra avastita dehe. Tathatma, that atma, that soul, nopalipyate. It doesn't mix with this body. How easy it is for us to understand. Space is there everywhere. It doesn't mix with anything. Similarly, the soul is there inside this body, everywhere inside this body. It doesn't mix with the body. So, what we understand is that the soul is inside this body and it doesn't mix with the body. And we are inside, we are that soul. We are not the body. We are the soul and we are inside this body. So, just like the Imam Ravihi, Yatha Sarva, that is Prakasayati. So, the sun, when the sun lights up everything. So similarly, the soul lights up this entire body. So that's what Krishna is teaching us. So the consciousness. So we are conscious of our body, the soul. So that way we need to understand that we are not the body, we are the soul. And now this is all theory for us to understand. This is all about the soul. In fact, in the second chapter, what we are studying now, the sloka number 11 to 30, what Krishna is teaching, that is, he calls us Sankhya Yoga. Sankhya Yoga means it's also a theoretical knowledge. So that's what Jnana Yogena Sankhyanam. In the third chapter, Krishna tells Arjuna that Lokesmin Vivida Nishta Pura Prokta Mayanaga Jnana Yogena Sankhyanam. So that is the Jnana Yoga, which is also known as Sankhya Yoga, which is also known as theoretical knowledge. So it is the knowledge that we are not the body, we are the soul, understanding about everything theoretically. And now, when it comes to practice, what we understand from Bhagavad Gita, that we are the soul, but the soul is inside this body and we are not the doer, and the three modes of material nature are doing everything based on our desires, of course. Based on our attachments, of course. The three modes of material nature are not just doing randomly, that some person it is making him to do good activities and some person it is making him to do bad activities. Not like that. It is the modes of nature are acting on us. The modes of nature are doing everything based on our own nature. Each and every soul has its own nature. So that is what is called Swabhava. So that knowledge we are understanding from Bhagavad Gita, that each and every one of us have our own Swabhava. So that Swabhava is actually acting on us. So that Swabhava is basically a part of this modes of nature. Swabhava Prabhavai Gunahi. Many times we studied. The Swabhava is produced from the three modes of material nature. And Gunaga Prakriti Sambhavaga. The gunas are produced from the Prakriti. So Swabhava is produced from the gunas, and the gunas, that is the three modes of material nature, are produced from the Prakriti. And Prakriti is Krishna's Prakriti, Krishna's nature. That is, Devigi esa gunamayi mama maya. So that Maya, so the gunas are Maya. So that is Krishna's Prakriti. Krishna is the source of everything. So that way we already understood in Brahma Samhita also, like how this material world, external energy, which came from Krishna, Krishna's own internal potential, how this eternal potential manifested, appeared, all such things we understand. So basically from there, the three modes of material nature has come. And those three modes of material nature, because of the combination of those modes of nature, our swabhava is actually produced. And our swabhava is produced based upon our desires, based upon our desires, based upon our association, based upon everything. So based upon our environment, situation, and everything. So this swabhava is produced. And now that swabhava is doing everything. We are not doing anything. That swabhava is doing everything. The soul is inside this body, but the soul has got a swabhava, and that swabhava is doing everything. So that's why Krishna is teaching that na kartritvam na karmani lokasya srajati prabhu na karma pala samyogam swabhavastu pravartati. So we are not doing anything. We are not creating any activities. We are not responsible for anyone's activities also. We are not producing the results of activities. Everything is created by the swabhava. Everything is performed, done, executed, everything by the swabhava. So swabhavastu pravartati. That's what Krishna is teaching this. Swabhava is doing everything. So that knowledge we are getting it. Now, how we can change our swabhava? So Krishna is teaching us that we simply should not be attached to the results. That's it. We should not be attached to the results of the activities. So don't worry about our nature, our swabhava and things like that. We should not be attached to the results of the activities. So if you are not attached to the results of the activities, then that swabhava cannot do anything on us. So that's the main thing. Then the three modes of material nature will not force us to act if we are not attached to the results of activities. So that is the way we can escape from our swabhava. Every one of us have got our swabhava, and our swabhava is going to do the activities. So based upon our swabhava, we are going to do particular type of duty. So that's why Chaturvanya Maya Shishtam Guna Karma Vibhagasa. So the Chaturvarnam, so four varnas, that Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Sudra, Brahmana, Kshatriya, Visam, Sudranam, Cha Parantapa, Karmani, Pravibhaktani, Swabhava, Prabhavair, Gunaihi. So all these four types of activities, four types of duties, actually, they are produced because of these three gunas based upon our swabhava. So that way, naturally, we will fit into one of these four types. Kshatriya, Brahmana, Vaishya, or Sudra. So we will have that kind of swabhava. So depending upon what swabhava we have, so what combination of the modes of nature are acting on us, we will naturally fit into one of these four categories. It is there. So it is not because of it's not by birth, it is not because of by caste or religion or nothing. It is because of the nature of the soul. So that's what we will fit into that. So, but what Krishna is teaching us, that whatever we have this swabhava, so whichever category we belong to, we should not be even thinking that I belong to this like that. So we should be thinking that I am a devotee of Krishna. I am not the body. I am the soul. I am a devotee of Krishna. I have natural talents, natural skills. So based upon my swabhava, so now what I am going to do is that I am going to use all these skills, all this strength, what I have in the service of Krishna. That's it. So when we do that, when we do everything as an offering unto Krishna, so Arjuna, his swabhava is that he is a Kshatriya. So Krishna asked that you are a Kshatriya and you fight for me. You fight for me. That's it. So then Arjuna understood the entire Bhagavad Gita from Krishna, and then he simply fought for Krishna only. In the beginning, that's what in the first chapter we understand, Arjuna was thinking that he is fighting for everyone else. He is fighting for his kinsmen. So that's what he was thinking. So I have come here to fight for them, and they have come here to fight with me, and they are ready to lose everything. And I am here to gain this kingdom. I want to gain this kingdom only for their enjoyment, but they are they are ready to die. So finally Arjuna understood that he should simply do what Krishna wants him to do. That's it. He's a Kshatriya, and his swabhava, by his swabhava, he will fight. So he need to use those fighting skills only in the service of Krishna. So like that, whatever skills we have, that's great. Whatever skills. So we should use in the service of Krishna. So then we will be freed from this swabhava. So that's what is very important. We will be freed from the three modes of material nature. As long as we have this Svabhava, as long as we have the three modes of material nature, so this Svabhava, this modes of nature will make us to take birth, will make us to change bodies again and again in this material world. Only when we free ourselves from these three modes of material nature, so that means if we are engaging ourselves all the time in Krishna's service, so then at that point of time, so then the modes of nature cannot force us to take another body in this material world, because when we are freed, as Krishna says that Guna Nietan Atityatriin Dehi Dega Samudbhava Janma Mrityu Jara Dukkegi Vimukto Amritam Ashnude. So when we are freed, Vimukto, when we are liberated, so then we will get Amrita. Amrita means we will get a life where there is no death. So that's why Shubha Shubha Palay Evam Mokshashe Karma Bandhane Sannyasa Yoga Yuktatma Vimukto Mamupaisisi. So we will achieve Krishna, Vimukto Mamupaisisi. When we are freed from the both auspicious and inauspicious results, so by engaging ourselves in the service of Krishna, Sannyasa Yoga Yuktatma, so then we are freed from this material world. So that's why working for Krishna, doing everything for Krishna is very, very important, that all our activities should be centered towards Krishna only, nothing else. So that is the knowledge we are getting from Bhagavad Gita, that Lord Shri Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He is the Super Soul and He is with us all the time. And we are the soul and we are controlled by the modes of nature. That is because of our Svabhava. That is because of our attachment to the results. That is because of ignorance. So once we get this knowledge, once we understand this Bhagavad Gita and understand that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and once we develop that love and attachment towards Krishna, and once we do all our activities only to please Krishna, so then we are freed from this Svabhava and we'll go to Goloka. So this is the science what we are understanding from Bhagavad Gita. So that means to please Krishna, to go to Goloka, we should be studying Bhagavad Gita and following what Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita. That's it. If we just do that, we are going to go to Goloka. Very simple. Just these 700 verses in 18 chapters. Study again and again. Understand it fully and follow it. Apply it. So that's why Buddhya Yukta Yaya Partha Karma Bandham Prakashasi. So if we act with intelligence, because Krishna himself is teaching how to act, I shall teach you. So now you hear from me. Yesate Abhigita Sankhya Buddhi Yoget Vimamshu. So now you hear from me about the Buddhi Yoga. You hear from me. Then you act. Based upon what I am teaching you, you act. Buddhya Yukta, Eya Partha, Karma Bandham Prakashasi. Then you are freed from the bondage to work. You are freed from the bondage to birth. If you simply act, so that's what Krishna is teaching us. You simply act. Tate karma pravakshyami ajñatva mokshasya asubhat. I shall explain to you what is karma. Then simply by knowing that, simply by acting in that way, you are freed from the miseries of material existence. Ajñatva mokshasya asubhat. So that's why we are understanding, studying and understanding Bhagavad Gita, because when we simply follow what Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, when we simply act according to Bhagavad Gita, so then we are freed from the material bondage. So that knowledge is very clear. There is no doubt here. There is no confusion here. We really don't have to it's not at all hard for us to understand this very, very easy subject knowledge, what Krishna is teaching us in Bhagavad Gita. We simply have to realize that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead and develop an attachment. That's it, on Krishna. That attachment is what very much needed. So we should be detached from everything in this material world, and we should be attached only to Krishna, only nothing else. So if we are attached to Krishna all the time, so then all our problems are solved. So that is going to automatically happen, which is automatically happening for us every day. With this continuous study of this Bhagavad Gita, we are able to study Bhagavad Gita together. We are able to chant Hare Krishna Maha Mantra together. And we also understand that anything what we eat, we are going to offer to Krishna without remembering Krishna, without offering to Krishna. We are not going to eat anything. So that way, by Krishna's causeless mercy, we are constantly connected with this Bhagavad Gita. So we have successfully finished the first chapter of Bhagavad Gita and started the first sloka. We finished the first sloka in the second chapter also. So what we understood that in the last sloka of the first chapter, that is sloka number 46, Sanjaya told that Sanjaya uvacha Yeva muktvarjunaga sankhye ratopasta upavishat Visirjya sasaram chapam sukasam vignamanasaga. So we understand about Sanjaya, Arjuna's situation. Sanjaya is explaining that he was full of grief. So he sat on the chariot and he set his bow and arrows aside. So that's what Arjuna did. So he was preparing to fight Dhanurudyamya Pandava. Then now he was simply sitting on the chariot. Sanjaya said, Arjuna, having thus spoken on the battlefield, cast aside his bow and arrows and sat down on the chariot, his mind overwhelmed with grief. So now in the next sloka, what we are understood, the very first sloka of the second chapter, what we studied. So Sanjaya was saying that, Sanjaya's uvacha tam tatha kripaya vishtam ashrupurna kulekshanam visidam tam idam vakyam vacha madhusudanaka. So Madhusudanam, he spoke the following words to Arjuna, who was full of compassion and his eyes were full of tears and he was lamenting. So Krishna spoke. So what is Krishna speaking? That's what we are going to study and understand. Sanjaya said, seeing Arjuna full of compassion, his mind depressed, his eyes full of tears, Madhusudana, Krishna spoke the following words. So Krishna told Arjuna that Shri Bhagavan Vacha Kutasva Kashmalam Nidam Visame Samupastitam Anarya Jushtam Asvargyam Akirti Karamarjuna. So the very first message what Krishna is, in the very first sloka what Krishna is saying to Arjuna, that, O Arjuna, Kutastva Kashmalam Idam. Kutastva means where from. Kashmalam means this impurity. Idam, this impurity. Vishame has come from in this hour of crisis. Samupastitam arrived. So in this hour of crisis, where from these impurities have come upon you? So Kutastva Kashmalam Idam Vishame Samupastitam. So this Kashmalam means it's impurity. So it's a very local language in Chennai. They use that Kashmalam. So Kashmalam means Kashmalam. So that is the impurity. So that is Kutastva Kashmalam Idam Vishame Samupastitam. Anarya Jushtam. So this doesn't belong to an Arya. Arya means a person who has got the knowledge, so who follows this Bhagavad Gita. So that's what is called Anarya. So people, the politicians, they make it like that Aryas, Dravidas, all such things are nonsense. Because this Bhagavad Gita is the knowledge about the soul. Here Arya means it is following what this knowledge says. So that's what is Arya. So this is Krishna is telling that Anarya. So Anarya Jushtam, Asvargya. Asvargya means it doesn't lead to heaven. So it doesn't lead to, of course, to Goloka. If it is like that, if Arjuna was so much attached, he was not able to fight in the battle for Krishna. Same thing applies to us. If we are very much attached to the material sense objects, to the results, and if we are not able to get ourselves attached to Krishna, so then we are not going to go to Goloka. So that's what Krishna is teaching here, that Asvargyam, Akirti Karam. And also it leads to infamy. For a person like Arjuna, that's what in the sloka number 31 to 38, when Krishna says that, so you will become very easy for others. They will speak all kinds of bad words on you. So that's what Krishna says to Arjuna. Arjuna is already very famous. Everyone knows that Arjuna, nobody can win him. And all such things. So Krishna is teaching here that Akirti Karam Arjuna. So that's why Atachetvam imam dharmam sangramam na karisyasi tata swadharmam kirtim cha. Kirti. So that's why there he uses the word kirtim. hitva papam avapsasi. You will actually lose your fame. So that's what here Krishna is saying, that because we have to be an example for everyone. So that's what we need to understand. So when we study Bhagavad Gita, when we want to spread this message of Bhagavad Gita, it is not simply giving this knowledge to others, but we have to also become an examples for others. Because by following this Bhagavad Gita, they should know that because we follow this Bhagavad Gita, we are able to be peaceful, and we are able to experience happiness. So that example we need to set for others. So that's why here Krishna is saying that akirti karam Arjuna, it leads to infamy. So Krishna is saying that the Supreme Personality of Godhead said, my dear Arjuna, how have these impurities come upon you? They are not at all befitting a man who knows the value of life. So that's what Anarya Justam. So who knows the value of life is Arya Justam. So here Anarya Justam is. So not at all befitting a man who knows the value of life. They lead not to higher planets, but to infamy. So that's what Asvargyam Akirti Karam Arjuna. So by Krishna's causeless mercy, we have successfully finished the second sloka in the second chapter of Bhagavad Gita. Now let us chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra and focus our mind on the transcendental sound vibration. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prashtaya Bhutale Srimate Radhanath Swaminiti Namini. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prashtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namini. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesa Sunyavadi Paschatya Desatarini. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshurmilitamena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shiva Sadi Gaura Bhakta Vrindam. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shiva Sadikaura Bhakta Vrindam. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Krishna, 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 Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Ram. Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Guruji. Hare Krishna to all the devotees. Thank you, Guruji, for the wonderful class. I request the devotees to kindly use the Zoom raise hand feature to ask your questions to Guruji. Ravin Prabhu has raised his hand.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, we learned about Bhakti Yoga today, how to do the work and devote it to Krishna so that we get freed from the bondage to work and detachment from work. So my question here is that if we have two options like take retirement and work for Krishna versus don't take retirement but continue working but work for Krishna. So how you will evaluate these two things, Prabhuji?
It depends upon our age, Prabhu, and depends upon what we can do. Financially, if we are really well-to-do, we don't have to work for them, then definitely take retirement and work for Krishna only as full-time. Because that way we don't have to really struggle, because that's what is needed. So especially when we are like, normally there is a retirement age, correct? But these days people work even longer also. The retirement age also they are increasing. That's all not good actually. So definitely, as soon as possible, if you are able to take retirement, financially there are no problems. So then the best option is actually engage in serving Krishna fully only. So that is better actually. That is easier actually. Otherwise, it's going to be very tough, challenging. You understand that?
Yes, Prabhuji. So you just mentioned that financially well. So everything comes from Krishna and Krishna arranges everything. So how do we take that financially well? Because if somebody is not well, so what I am understanding is that Krishna will make the provision for him.
That is correct. Definitely, if you are really fully surrendering unto Krishna, so then Krishna will definitely help. There is no doubt about it. If we have that much faith, but still we need to maintain our body, do all those things. So we need to understand the practical situations. Krishna is definitely going to help. There is no doubt about it. So, but if you have some family obligations, for example, children are there, they are still studying, for example, I'm just saying as an example. So we cannot simply say that let Krishna arrange everything, I'm going to leave everything and go, because it's our responsibility to duty to take care of them. So that way we should consider that working also a service to Krishna only. It is not like, see, for a devotee of Krishna, it is everything is only Krishna's work only. So, but how long you can actually be able to do that kind of, what I meant is that family responsibilities, Prabhu. That's what I meant. Financially well means. If you are not having any family obligations, if you are on your own, you can do that. Then there is, you can do that, whatever, you can fully depend on Krishna. But other things, we really cannot expect Krishna. Of course, Krishna only is going to do. Even when we work also, Krishna only is giving us the strength, knowledge, energy, everything. But we have to do according to our situation. You understand that, Prabhu, correct? Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhuji. So what is the wrong in continuing work or never retiring but work for Krishna kind of thing?
See, actually, never retiring means there is so much of, we need to progress towards Krishna, correct? Towards Golok. The time is very important. So the chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantras, as long as you are able to follow all the sadhana perfectly, and then you can actually focus more on spreading this message, correct? To make more devotees actually. So we don't have to see the time how we are going to spend. That's what is very important. So financially, or if you are going to do that entire money you are going to earn to give it to for Krishna's service, so you are really making a lot of money, Lakshmi, and you are going to do that, then it is okay to do that. But still, we need to make sure that our sadhana should not be disturbed, because normally it's a very, very tough situation, complicated situation, especially in the work nature and all. So if we should be able to balance, so that is not possible after a certain age, Prabhu. So not only it's not possible, it's not desirable, because unnecessary stress to the body also, correct? So that also we need to know, because even though we don't want to retire, but our body wants to retire, correct? Our body at certain age, depending upon the age, so we need to accordingly plan all these things. You understand that, correct, Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhuji. Yeah, I need to contemplate on this and think about it, Guruji.
That is correct, Prabhu. Yeah. So we need to keep ourselves, the topmost priority, the best work is actually spreading this message, Prabhu. That is a very important thing. If everything is really taken care, then we should only focus on this only.
Okay, Prabhuji. Thank you. Hare Krishna, Guruji. Very good explanation, Guruji. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Guruji. There are no more questions. Thank you for today's class. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hina Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Guruji.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
After a long time, I'm talking to you.
Yes, Mataji. Yeah, I know you were there, but we couldn't talk. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Guruji, for another wonderful class. No question from my side, Guruji. Hare Krishna, Guruji.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Thank you. Ravindra Goyal Prabhu, Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Guruji.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
It is going very well. I don't have any question as such for today. I just wanted to have one clarification. Yesterday I had raised that, but I had to leave early. So
Yeah, I didn't understand that question very well.
Actually, that is one thing is often coming in the explanatory notes in Bhagavad Gita. That is the Turiya Avastha. That is said ki in this Turiya, there are 4 kinds of states. One is Swapna Avastha, other is Jagrata Avastha, Sushupti Avastha, and one is the Turiya Avastha. So this Turiya Avastha, I just wanted to understand what does it mean.
Where, which sloka? I believe what you are saying is there in the purport somewhere.
It is in the purpose of there. It is something like this, like one, if in this state, one is free from all the 3 modes of material nature, something like this, that I could understand. But I just wanted to have something from you.
Yes, because it's not a part of the Bhagavad Gita sloka, so I don't know which scripture from where it was taken. So I have no knowledge on that. Maybe if you tell me exactly which sloka, which purport.
I will ask tomorrow, Guruji. Then I will search it out and then I will let you know. Thank you.
Yes,
thank you, Guruji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Satyendra Singh Prabhu, Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Guruji, Pranam.
Pranam Prabhu, Hare Krishna.
I was not able to attend previous 2 classes. Today I am here. In today's class, I appreciate how beautifully you have explained the space, Akasha, and the word, and the soul and the body. How it is not mixed nahi hoti. It doesn't mix with the body, it remains separate. Beautifully with the scientific X to Y functions, you have beautifully explained. This is the beauty of your class. Really wonderful class, and I like the suggestions, idea of yours on the question of devotees regarding retirement and bhakta, devotion to Krishna. Really beautifully you have explained what to do, how to do, what body's limitations are there. In that limitations, financial conditions, we have to take decisions and do the work for Lord Krishna. This is the beautiful thing I am getting from you, your class. Really wonderful.
Yes.
I appreciate your class and really like. Whenever I miss your live class, I feel that I really miss something. And I think in today's class, I got the quota of last 2 days. And
Yes.
it's really wonderful. Hare Krishna, Guruji, Hare Krishna. No other
Hare
question.
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Prabhu, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Sasi Kopat Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Guruji.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Guruji, for today's class. It was really very wonderful. Lot of golden nuggets to take away. So, what I especially feel that we are the soul and the material body is a thin layer between the soul and the super soul. So, we need to get the escape energy to escape out of this material body to merge into the super soul.
Yes.
And we have the Bhagavad Gita knowledge now, as Krishna has already started giving answers to Arjuna's questions. So we will have all the answers to all the problems that we are facing in our life. Yeah, thank you so much, Guruji, for providing this Raja Vidya to us. It's really helping us in daily life. Thank you once again, Guruji. Hare Krishna, Guruji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Chitrita Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Guruji. Really wonderful class, and I think I have to listen to it one more time at night to understand. And which chapter will Krishna tell us about the soul, Atma?
Second chapter, we are going to study, Mataji, in the second chapter. We are now in the second sloka, from the sloka number 11 to 30, in those 20 slokas. Every sloka, Krishna is talking only about the soul. And then in the 13th chapter also, towards the end, from the sloka number 25 to 35, So there also Krishna is, because Arjuna's question is that what is Purusha, Prakriti Purusha. So there also when Krishna is giving the knowledge about the Purusha, he is talking about the soul, and then Paramatma also the super soul, the Jnaya. When like Prakritim Purusham Chaiva Kshetram Kshetrajnam Evacha Etat Veditum Ichami Jnanam Jnayam Cha Kesava. So Jnayam, Krishna is talking about the super soul, and then Purusha, Krishna is talking about the soul in the 13th chapter towards the end. And in the second chapter, the sloka number 11 to 30, completely about the soul only.
Another thing is that this, I think, soul and swabhab, which this is a second concept. Swabhab is going to vary from one person to another. So in case there is a clash of swabhab, say for between maybe a Kshatriya and a Brahmin, it could be in the friends, amongst friends, it could be in the family. So how does one, who takes a step back, and should they? I mean, on what basis can I, will I clarify this? Like, who's going to take the step back? Based on dharma?
No, Bhagavad Gita knowledge only. If you keep Krishna, especially for your question, if it is in the family, if you keep Bhagavad Gita, Krishna at the center, if our goal is only to please Krishna, so then whatever skills we have, we are going to, Krishna only will take here. It's not that who take. So our goal is only to please Krishna. So that's why Krishna consciousness is very important. So when we surrender unto Krishna, whatever swabhava we are, so we'll go to Krishna. That's why Mami Partha Vyapashitya Epishu Papa Yonega Striyo Vaisyas Tata Sudras Tepi Anti Paramgati. And then that's what Krishna is teaching us there. So Brahmana Punyaga Bhaktaga Rajashyastada Anityam Asukam Lokam Imam Prapya Badaswamam. So whoever it is, whatever swabhava we have, if we simply Mamhi Partha Vyapashitya, so if we simply surrender unto Krishna, so then everything is taken care by Krishna. So that's what is very important. If we,
that is a very good explanation, Prabhuji. Because Guruji, if that's the way, because you may have problems between a Kshatriya or whatever, whoever. But then yes, if you're doing it, whatever you're doing in the name of Krishna, then I think your purpose will be met, correct?
that is correct. Exactly.
Thank you so much, Guruji. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna, Guruji.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Palaniyappan Prabhu, Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. As one of the Prabhu explained, today's class was very interesting in the sense that we came to know about space, time, and all combined. How it Krishna explained, and how we have to take, and practically how to follow that.
Yes, yes.
Practical following comes in the sloka itself, what I felt. Because Krishna says that the Subhava of Arjuna is explaining in that sloka, more or less what I felt. Even the previous sloka also, he was crying how much he was connected with his people, with his relatives and all. And finally he has to leave all the thing and fight.
That's correct. That's correct. Yes.
That way, if you see that finally we have to go to Krishna. Whatever it may be, we have to go to Krishna. These things, today's class explained very well in this respect what I felt.
Yes, Prabhu.
Thank you, Guruji. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Suresh Prabhu, Hare Krishna. Suresh Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Guruji.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Today also it was a very nice class, Guruji. And then like the soul and the body. And then even though it is in the body, but then it is separate. And that is how like we have to see that the swabhava also when it comes, swabhava also when it is determining actually the your practical thing, how are you going to do it? So when
Yes.
we devote for Krishna, then naturally the swabhava will also change, and then that will also help us into going to Goloka.
That is correct.
Very nice, Guruji. It was a very nice concept, Guruji, today. Hare Krishna, Guruji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Deepesh Prabhu, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Guruji.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you for the wonderful class. I don't have any questions today. Hare Krishna, Guruji.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Mahendra Shukla Prabhu, Hare Krishna Prabhu.
हरे कृष्णा प्रभु
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
दंडवत प्रणाम हरे
धन्यवाद
कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 रामा 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 हरे
Hare Hare.
गुरु जी आपका आशीर्वाद बना रहे थैंक यू हरे कृष्णा
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Vishnuvardhana Rao Prabhu, Hare Krishna Prabhu.
हरे कृष्णा हरे हरे
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
हरे कृष्णा
Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama.
नमस्ते गुरु
Namaste Prabhu, Hare Krishna. Venkatanagarjuna Prabhu, Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Guruji. Hare Krishna Guruji.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Thank you Guruji for today wonderful class Guruji. Hare Krishna Guruji. Thank you Guruji.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Hare Krishna. Sashireka Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Guruji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much for a wonderful class. I think with every class, the clarity we get more and more clarity on the basic concepts, so that we are able to implement and understand and keep reminding ourselves that of course the most important, that we are the soul, and even though the super soul is there, yet we are not able to achieve him because of the Maya. There is this Maya between us and him, and
Yes.
and then that, of course, that concept of space was very, very nicely explained, that how we are not, it doesn't mix, and so we don't, the soul does not mix with the body. That is what we have to remember, and we have to keep reminding ourselves that the soul, that we are the soul. The most important thing is that we are the soul, not the body. And so
Yes.
that enables us, I think, to see Krishna in everyone. That is what, because when you're not looking at the body, then you are looking at each person as Krishna's creation. And I think that is very important in how we treat people, how we treat creation. That is all. So I actually keep telling myself each time that, if it is all his creation, how can anything be wrong? How can anything be bad?
Yes.
How is it that we can get negative feeling towards anyone or anything? That is what we need to change, that we cannot have that. However, their actions might be, but we remind ourselves that the actions are because of the three modes of material nature and not the soul per se. Yeah. So that, I think, is slowly sinking in and happening. So extremely grateful to you for reiterating this, for reinforcing this message every day to us. And I always tell myself that if this is not, if I were to just read and understand, the message would not be so powerful. It is because I'm listening to you every day that the message goes in so much, sinks in, and I'm constantly thinking about what you have said, and and implementing it in my life, and I can see the transformation, and I am extremely grateful to you for this transformation. Thank you so much. Extremely indebted to you, Guruji. Thank you.
Yes. As you said, every day we are getting more knowledge. That is the main thing. Continuous.
Absolutely, Guruji. Absolutely, yeah. And even though I mean, every shloka is important, and understanding every word, every shloka is also important. But I think somewhere I always feel that implementing the essence of Bhagavad Gita is the most important thing. Can I improve myself to do everything that Krishna wants me to do, to please Krishna? Can I do that all the time? Can I be in Krishna consciousness all the time? That is what I'm asking myself every day. And trying to be on that path. I'm not saying it's not an easy, it won't happen overnight, but thanks to your guidance, it will happen slowly and steadily. Like the tortoise and the hare story, you know, the slow and steady wins we were taught when we were children, slow and steady wins the race. So slowly, steadily, we will make progress and get there. Yeah, that is the only goal, and nothing. The most beautiful part is that I don't have to make an effort in forgetting the rest of the world. You know, all the other things are naturally, my interest in everything else is declining. Thanks to Krishna's mercy, Krishna's blessings, it is all happening. I'm not doing anything, and he's making it happen. And I'm enjoying this journey. Thank you so much. Extremely indebted to you. Hare Krishna, Guruji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Sumati Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Guruji.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you for the class, Guruji. Today I learned something little different from what I learned last time.
Yes,
I was told that the soul is very small and like 1/10,000th of a hair, split hair and all that. Today you have told us it pervades our body like space. So in all atoms also, most of the thing is space only, empty space, right? Protons, neutrons.
Yes.
All of them occupy very less space in any atom.
That's
so,
correct.
So something like that. Is the space equivalent to the empty space which we also have in molecules? They're all in material. That becomes the material body, right? That those atoms and molecules are part of the material body.
That's correct. Yes.
So this space which you talk about, which pervades the whole body, just a little bit more understanding I needed on that, Guruji.
Yes, the soul is actually, like that's why Krishna is giving the very nice example about this space. When everything is, as you said, even if you go into the atomic level also, in fact, it's such a wonder, like that this world, for example, this solar system, if you take, so sun is at the center, and all the other planets, they are going around the sun, moving around. So similar that only the atoms also. So the nucleus is at the center. So the electrons are revolving around that in different orbitals. So we know that. And we know that the earth also, like earth is rotating itself, spins itself. That's why we are having day and night. Similarly, the electrons also have got the spin. And even the protons also, the nucleus, they also are spinning. So all such things, if you go deeper and deeper into atomic level, or if you go bigger and bigger into galaxy level, so it is the same thing which is happening. But all these things are happening in the space only, and all these things are moving, but the space doesn't mix with anything. So similarly, inside this body, the soul is there, entire body, the soul is there. Sarvatra avastita de. So that the size of the soul, I know it is coming from, not from Bhagavad Gita. Srila Prabhupada also in one of the purport, he has quoted another slokam. So Satabhagasya, like that it comes from the hair. But we know that Krishna is teaching that this soul is immeasurable. It is anasino aprameyasya. So antavanta ime deha nityasyokta saririnaga anasino aprameyasya. So aprameyasya means it is immeasurable. So that way, what we understand from Bhagavad Gita, from Krishna, that the soul we cannot put a size to it. So everything, what we are putting a size only to the matter. So that's what we are trying to put size. But the soul can expand depending upon what body it occupies. So when it occupies a body of a very, very small one cellular organisms like yeast and things like that, so it can occupy only that much only. So that much size. But when it occupies a body of an elephant, so then it occupies that entire body. So that way the soul expands. So we cannot really, because when something is beyond the senses, So beyond the perception of the senses, when something is inconceivable, so there is achintyam. So that's what achintyoyam avikaryoyam. So avyaktoyam achintyoyam avikaryoyam uchyate. The soul is avyaktoyam means unmanifested. There is achintyoyam means it is inconceivable. Avikaryam means it's unchangeable. So when such things are there, we cannot put any such limits what we perceive using our senses. So that is not correct. That's not the right thing to do. So that way, the soul is inside this entire body. As you rightly said that our body is made of biomolecules, and each biomolecules there is space everywhere. So the soul is there inside this entire body. So that's what we understand. It doesn't, like the space doesn't mix with anything. It doesn't mix with the body. So that way, the soul occupies the size of the body only. Whatever body it has, it will spread in that entire body. That's it. So that way, we cannot put the size that an elephant soul is a big soul or an ant soul is a small soul. It's not like that. When that soul has got an elephant body, it has got a big body and it occupies that entire body. When it gets an ant body, it is a small body. So that's what we understand. You get that knowledge, Mataji? You understand that?
Because one more analogy I've also read, like we are like a balloon filled with air, like the soul air inside. And when the balloon is picked, the air merges with the, the rest of the air outside. Like that, our soul merges with the Paramatma. Really. That kind of also I have.
That is not based on Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita, what we understand is that the soul is always the soul, Paramatma is always the Paramatma. What it means that merges with Paramatma means you go to Goloka and enjoy there. That's it.
Okay.
The soul is here in the material world, we are struggling and suffering in the material body. So Krishna is teaching us that if you go to Goloka, we will get a permanent life there. So happiness, full of happiness. That's it. So we will never ever lose our identity and merge with Paramatma. So that is not discussion. Krishna is teaching that way at all.
Okay. So that was another school of thought which explained.
That's why there are different schools of thoughts which we should not be focusing. We should focus only. That's why this 18 chapters, 700 slokas. That's it. For us, as long as we stick to only these slokas, then there is no confusion. So otherwise, all other schools of thoughts, they talk about Advaita, Dvaita, this, that, and all is not needed for us. For us, only Bhagavad Gita is needed. What Krishna says is important. That's it. So then there is no confusion.
Got it, Guruji. Thank you very much. Thank you for the class.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Gita, Mataji, are you able to unmute? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Guruji.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, 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 Hare Hare. I'm so happy, Guruji. Whatever questions I want to ask, but people have asked, devotees have asked, and you have solved the questions. So I've understood what it is. And one thing is, now I'm able to understand Bhagavad Gita very nicely about our life. It only tells about our life and how we should be in the life, and how we have to go to Paramapada. To reach Paramapada, which is very important for us, that the root of that is showing in Bhagavad Gita. I'm so happy. Thank you very much, Guruji. I'm so sorry I could not meet you when you came to Bangalore, Guruji. Next time, I'll make it a point to come. I am very thankful to Shashi Rekha to make me join to this group. And I'm very thankful to you, Guruji. Thank you very much, Guruji.
Also unmuted. Yes.
Hare Krishna, Gita Mataji. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Shashi Rekha. I'm so thankful to you. Krishna has sent you to make me to join this group. I'm very thankful to you. And by seeing Guruji's face, I am seeing Krishna only. So I am imagining Krishna in the Guruji's face, and I want to watch by looking into his face only. So I'm keeping my mobile in the hand and I'm doing my work. So nice. And you don't have to. I'm doing along with watching and hearing to all the discussions. And it's very nice. Thank me. You don't have to thank me. You just have to thank. No, if you were not there, I wouldn't have joined. So Krishna has sent a message to you to make you join. So it is. It is, we are very blessed. It is Krishna's blessings. I am only,
we are the devotees of Krishna and we celebrate Gokulashtami as our big festival.
Yes.
And I'm so happy and I am enjoying the class. Even though I don't attend, I watch the program again and I will listen to it.
So
I may not
nice.
send the message, but so many questions, what I want to ask, everything is solved by the Guruji. And again asking the same thing I have already understood. If I have any other doubt, I will message Guruji and I'll find out the solution for that. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Hare Krishna. Hare
Maybe,
Krishna. Hare Krishna.
maybe Prajneka Mataji, you can include Geeta Mataji also in our group, so that way.
Yeah, I'll do that. I'll add her. Guruji. I'll add her today only, so that she is whatever. That was a mistake that I made. I should have added her earlier. Yes.
No,
Yeah.
no problem, Mataji.
I'll add her, Guruji. I'll add her. Thank you for suggesting that, Guruji. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna, Guruji.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Guruji.
Hare Krishna, Geeta Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Shishi.
Thank you. Asha Mataji, Asha Singh Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Guruji.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Guruji, for another wonderful class. By Krishna's costless mercy, trying to focus ourselves towards center. Daily Bhagavad Gita class is very important. Time is less and more to learn.
Krishna's mercy, we are able to continue studying Bhagavad Gita every day. We are able to enjoy this nectar.
Krishna will help you, Dr.
Yes,
Guruji.
Krishna's mercy.
Yes, Guruji. Hare Krishna, Guruji. Thank you so much, Guruji.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Ram Prabhu, Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Guruji.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much, Guruji. I am sorry, Guruji, I couldn't follow any of this meeting today. It was running on the background, Guruji. So I will listen to the uploaded version, Guruji. I will listen and get back to you, Guruji. Rest all fine, Guruji. Though I couldn't focus, the key words you mentioned, Krishna is all, Krishna is Ishvara. And even a thought for Krishna is good enough, Guruji. I don't even have to serve Krishna. As long as sincerely, that's what, when I woke up this morning, I said, Krishna, allow me to serve to you. That thought itself is good enough, Guruji. That seed, that's a very powerful seed, Guruji. It can grow anywhere, even in the rock, soil, sea, water, wherever it is. As long as I have the thought, that's sufficient, Guruji, that I am witnessing, Guruji. Thank you very much, Guruji. Hare Krishna to all.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna. English class Prabhu, Hare Krishna Prabhu. Kadiravan Prabhu, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Guruji.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Hare Krishna.
Today's class is very interesting class, Guruji.
Yes, Prabhu, Hare Krishna. I think you got muted, Hare Krishna. Okay. Chandrakanta Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Guruji.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Guruji, today's discussion, I have one small doubt. Like we know that that soul is pervading all over the body. Otherwise, each and every part of the body should function. Because of Krishna only it is functioning. But still, we say that in our heart, Krishna resides. How do we understand that?
Yes, because Krishna is saying that he is, of course, he is there in each and every atom. Krishna is there everywhere, inside, outside, bahir antascha bhutani, then durastam antiketa chat. So he is at the very, very far away and he is very, very close. So like that. So he is Upadrishta, Anumanta, Bharta, Bhokta, Maheshwaragam. So like that, Krishna is there everywhere. But as the super soul, even though Krishna is there in our heart, Krishna he knows everything. Krishna knows our mind. Krishna knows each and every part of our body. He knows. So, but he says repeatedly in Bhagavad Gita that he's the heart. He's situated in the heart. So that way, when we focus on Krishna, so we can focus on our heart where Krishna is there. So as Paramatma, as super soul. So, but that doesn't mean that Krishna has no idea what's happening in our body. Krishna is saying that Maya tatam idam sarvam jagat avyakta murtinam. So this entire universe is pervaded by me in my unmanifested form. So that's what we need to understand. So in this unmanifested form, Krishna is there everywhere. As super soul, he is seated in our heart. So that's what Krishna is teaching us. So that doesn't limit Krishna's, like when Krishna says that he is seated in our heart, he doesn't know anything about what's happening in our body. So this space itself is inside Krishna only. Everything is in Krishna. So everything, so Yoma Pasyati Sarvatra Sarvam Cha Mayi Pasyati. So one should see that everything, everywhere, Krishna in everything and everything in Krishna. So that way, it's easy to accept this fact. Whatever Krishna says, that he's seated in our heart. Understand it?
Yes, then this way I should understand. Like as a soul is all-pervading in our body, but as a super soul is residing in our heart. As a president looking after everything what is happening in us, within us.
Yes.
Something like that I should understand. Yeah, always Shashiraka Mataji says that we should see Krishna everywhere. It looks very simple, Guruji, but still slowly and steadily we have to elevate to that level. If we elevate to that one particular thing only, I think it's direct, we are very close to Goloka, something I am feeling. So I need your blessings to see Krishna in everybody, every person what we see. We will see in 1 or 2%, again in the third person we'll forget. Something like that it's happening, Guruji, for me especially. So I need your blessing to see Krishna everywhere, every atom. For understanding it's happening, but practically it's not happening for me at least. So it may happen very slowly. So I need your blessings and Krishna's mercy to see him everywhere, Guruji. Today's class and discussion was very nice, Guruji. I'm very thankful to your class, Guruji. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna to everyone.
Vrinda Jayasri Mataji, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hello. Guruji. Hare Krishna. How are you?
By Krishna's mercy, I'm doing fine, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Yes, Guruji. Today's class was very nice. So what I understand and take back is that the soul is pervading the whole body inside. And so initially it's in a very pure state, I suppose. That's why the Swabhava is imposed on it through the various births, the karmas that we have taken over. Is it like that? The superimposition
because of our attachment to the material world, to the material sense objects, that's why we are forced to act, because of our association with the modes of material nature. So Purushaga Prakritistohi Bhunte Prakriti Janguna Karanam Guna Sangosha Saddasad Yoni Janmas, because of our association with the modes of nature.
Yes, so once we are free from all that, then only can I realize that I'm a soul. Till now, I'm not able to realize it. Is that correct?
That's correct, Madhu. Once we get the complete knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, so then we realize that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is a super soul. So then we accept everything in Bhagavad Gita, follow what Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita. So over a period of time, we will completely understand that we are not the body, we are the soul, and we should be able to focus our mind on Krishna and control our mind. So everything Krishna gives us the knowledge by which we can go to Krishna. So we just have to love Krishna and render devotional service unto Krishna with love and devotion. So then Krishna gives everything, the buddhi, the knowledge, so we can go to him, Mataji.
Yes, Guruji. And basically it is the soul which desires. That's why the soul is happy or unhappy.
Exactly, Mataji. That's why the soul is the cause for its own suffering or enjoyment. That's what Purushaga, there is Karya Karna Kartrutve Hetugu Prakriti Uchade, Purushaga Sukha Dukkanam Bhuktrutve Hetugu Uchade. So the Purusha, the soul, is the cause for its own suffering or enjoyment. It's because of our desires. Yes, Mataji.
Yes. So once if we realize that our desire should be only Krishna and make Krishna happy, then I think we can.
That's it. Then we will be happy. That's it. Once we get this knowledge of Bhagavad Gita and once we want to decide to do only what Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, then everything is fine.
Yes, Guruji. And you spoke of theoretical knowledge. So as of now, this theoretical knowledge has to turn into a practice. Yes, Guruji.
That will happen, Mataji. With the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, it will happen. Krishna's mercy will happen.
Yes, Guruji. Very nice. We should move further from the theoretical knowledge and start applying in our life. That's very important.
Yes,
And I
that's why
think
chanting Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, preparing prasadam, offering prasadam to Krishna, spreading this message of Bhagavad Gita, these are all practical applications.
Yes, yes, Guruji. Thank you so much, Guruji. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Mataji. Manoranjan Sahu Prabhu, Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Wonderful session, and really that inner awakening is possible only through Gita, and it is a way of life, how to lead a very blissful life and transcendental knowledge that Prakriti, Swabha, everything is regulated through inner Antahkarana Suddhi. If you are, so that kind of when we will think of also, when you are ourselves awakened, that what is that, why you are coming here, what is my purpose, what is my goal, what is my duty towards society and for the betterment of the people, for the society, that benevolent and humanist practice should only be possible through Gita and Guru's grace. Guru always he treats everybody as all. So that kind of and he is always the welfare of the society. He is always thinking of to transform them into right being, perfect being, only through. This is the message of Gita, and you practice it, and make us also practice. I practice and you practice also. You share your all thoughts and feelings, and all these things practices what you are doing. From your since your student life. Still then, what was your lifestyle? And at least my devotees also follow something that make others also be involved and associated with Lord Krishna. So, wonderful session. I am on the way to college. So really, I am very fortunate. And as not only I should myself think so, when I think of only I attend the class, it becomes a selfish attitude. When you make others involved, that is the inward awakening is possible. So if I attend the class and spread the message of Gita to others, and wherever you go, you should inculcate the mind why you should read Gita. What is the purpose? Not only for only mantras and all these things. It's a way of life. Everybody when come to this world as a human being, it is a must. Wherever you go, on the way also, Gita book must have, you should purchase. So anywhere if you talk to somebody, the Gita sloka is required. So how to behave others and what should be our life. And every moment, every second, mark of moment, I feel Gita is very much necessary. So all these slokas, what we inject, it is not only from only the morning what we have in the our Thakur Mandir, whatever you say, everybody has only it's inside is the Gita book in the puja room and reading some one or two slokas on daily. It's not that. It should be in our day-to-day life, every moment, the Gita should be in our mind. We should have Gita. Thus, we have to, every moment I feel the thought, it is a way of lifestyle. So, thank you, Guruji. Pranam, Guruji. For your, I am very much grateful, indebted to you. As I am transforming myself, and you will make others devotees also transform into a perfect and transcendental being to this. How we get this is the you are giving us daily nectar, the amrut. That it is a kind of ambrosia. We should not think it otherwise. We are lucky to this amrutapana, the samudra manthana. That from that we becoming not demons, not daityas, the danavas become daityas. We are really proud that we become going to be God because of your grace, because of your blessing. We are that Kira Sagar, the Amrut. We are regularly this kind of the knowledge we are drinking, the Amrutapan. We are doing. Regularly we are having that kind of. So thank you, Guruji. Pranam, Guruji. I prostrate and offer my oblations and ovations onto your lotus feet. Satata Naman. Pranam, Pranam.